For me, I really pinch and save lah. I got my first property at.
Am I wasting the opportunity to actually make my second pot of gold?
Do you all have some nightmare agent story to share?
Only one solution to this. Just block and don't unblock.
But there are some tips when you apply for BTO. Okay, not to get better ballot number lah. If I have also cannot share openly.
So it's hammer! Welcome to another episode of Get It Out! Okay, so this very special episode, right?
Yes.
We have invited Jervis and Charlie from JNA. I first met them when I was facing some issues with my purchase of my property. Then my agent wasn't really able to help. Then they come in to help. Then after that, we gradually become closer.
Okay.
So today episode, right, we are talking about housing issues.
Yeah, what more than the experts to explain to us the housing? So before we begin, I think we need to let our audience know you all a bit better, right? So
everybody will know them.
But maybe some people don't know. So we have some quick fire round questions for you all to answer them. I also want to know, and other people want to know, is like how did you from our boys to men actor become a real estate property agent?
因为 Jack 你又不要 hire 你啊。
That's actually one of the reasons. No, okay, so when I was acting right back in 2017, I actually realized that I quite like property. Yeah, but back then I was engaged to a long form drama. Yes. Then during that time I went to take the RAS exam lah. The course, I didn't go for the exam. I had my drama going on, so I couldn't go for the exams. So after it was just swept under the rug lah. Then after that, in 2022, I took the course again and went for the exams again.
How you wait? You studied at 2017, but you took the exam at 2022 and you passed.
No, I failed one time.
You failed one time.
Okay, I'll be very honest with you guys because I acted for quite some time. Towards the end of my acting journey, right, it was more of I'm acting just to pay the bills. So I got a bit tired of it lah. So I wanted to try something different. Yeah.
So I imagine this pay the bills better lah.
Confirm.
It's okay.
So actually, how long have you guys been in this career path already?
7 years. JNA,
7 years?
was founded in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, so 7 years.
So he only joined you
Last year, 1 year.
Last year, 1 year ago.
Since this is a housing episode, right? I'm
Yes.
sure people would like to know property agents what kind of house they stay in.
哇，他的家很美，他的家很美。It's a new house, right?
It's a new house.
Right.
Yeah, I bought from the developer.
Right.
Then after that, 3 years later, then I shifted in. It's at East Coast, near East Coast area.
What about you, Charlie?
I'm staying in HDB.
Same.
HDB.
But
I'm
appreciated
HDB.
a lot already.
Yes, thank God. I bought expensive lah. I bought resale ma.
It's your own house lah.
My own house, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The next question is, does this set look a bit familiar?
Why?
Because usually they also have a podcast of their own. Usually they are sitting on this side. Now they are sitting on the other side.
It's our honor really because you're like, wow, finally 有人要 interview 我们了。我们一直在找人家 interview 我们了，做到。
我在等你们叫我去。
real 那边的 Nick。
We just go to the first question.
Yes.
So this first question, the name is Cuckoo Bird. I don't know why.
Wow.
Strange name. But okay, so recently this person had a BTO, but break up.
So what can we do?
Yeah.
What can they do? Actually, what's the best way moving forward?
来吧。
你有经验过啊？
No. Okay, so breakup basically you just cannot get a BTO lah. You just have to forfeit law.
Right.
Yeah, you just have to forfeit. So depends on which stage you are at. So let's say if you are at before the sales and lease agreement, right? That one not so expensive. You only forfeit your option fee lah. Yeah, either $1,000 or $2,000 depend on the size of the flat. But if you sign the sales and lease agreement already, right? Then it'll be more, no? It'll be up to 5 to 20%.
20%.
Yeah, the range ah.
How often does this happen? Actually,
I don't know BTO,
But my friends who are getting BTO, right?
Yeah.
I hear a lot of them
Breakup
going
lah.
through this, and some collect keys then happen.
Yeah, that was
the
the worst.
most pain
That's
one,
the worst already.
But nowadays, no more proposal already. It's
Just
you,
BTO.
want the BTO to with
That's
me.
the
or not?
wedding
That's the
ring.
wedding ring.
So there's no surprise already lah for the girl.
But does this dilute your chance of getting the next one before next partner? It does.
You'll be banned for a year. Yeah.
also it's quite severe
Wow,
lah.
it's quite
Yeah.
serious.
So what's your advice to couples before they enter that stage?
How to say it's very hard to say like you must be sure of your partner first before you go and do a BTO, right?
Because I'm pretty sure they are sure ma. That's why they go there.
Exactly. So at that point of time, they are very sure ma, But then again, things happen along the way. So this kind of thing is just bo pian lah. I mean, rather than you force it, right? Then you get married, then you get the house. They all live together, then after the end of the day,
Happen.
you waste time.
So, but then I think to all the younger audience out there, I think they will want to know like when do you think you are ready for a BTO, or like get your finances right, get it all together before taking the next step of like getting more responsible for your life and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I think personally now the younger generation, what I realize is that the narrative is that a lot of people want to start buying house early because they want to flip lah. They see the flipping concept, right? But I feel that the best time to enter is when you are at least 95% or 100%, 90%, 95% certain of your partner lah. I think don't rush into it. Because there'll be more consequences later on. Affordability wise, actually HDB is very affordable.
It's still okay.
You can even buy or maintain a HDB without having the cash for the down payment or even a mortgage because got grants. Yeah, so you can actually practically with your CPF and the grants government give you can even stay for free. Yeah, so the key is to make sure you're certain. I guess that's more important.
So I actually applied a few times for BTO, but my queue number right is like always
Way
in the,
out lah.
Yeah, always.
Why?
I don't know.
How can we improve it?
Okay.
No, okay, you subscribe to where? To those very popular areas, right?
Mature estate lah.
Actually, Kallang isn't mature.
Oh, very mature.
For a mature person like me. Yeah, then my number is always in the thousands.
So these are the very popular places lah. Yeah.
So what, if he really wants a house, you will advise him to get more ulu places, then there's less, in a way?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, higher chance if you get like maybe outside a little bit like Woodlands or Yishun, higher chance than you BTO for Kallang. But if you really want a place that you like, right, and you don't want to leave it to chance, just go for resale.
That's actually related to our next question. So right, the next question by Crayon is actually what are your thoughts on Tengah BTO? Because you say like far places, like maybe so Tengah BTO is an up and coming new BTO. So everybody is complaining about the weak phone signals, the aircon problem, lack of food options. But at the same time, people are saying Tengah is the new Punggol.
Personally, I think Tengah it's one of the bigger transformation out of all the BTO enclaves, right? So Punggol, they have the digital district transformation, but you know Singapore when it comes to transformation, if it's not rebuilding an entire township, it is not really a big transformation, right? That's how I feel, right? Tengah, I think looking at the entry price now is actually very fair. Okay, fun fact, right? The most profitable HDB in terms of return on investment percentage is not what we think like Pinnacle at Duxton. It's actually in Punggol area, some at Bukit Batok area, yes. So one thing that we realized after analyzing BTOs, right, is that the entry price of the BTO is more important. So Tengah, a lot of young couples are there, and I'm certain that there's going to be more commercial real estate that's going to be around that area because everyone want to go there and do business, right? It's good, right? And with schools coming up, I think that's perfect place. I think it's okay. If it's affordable, go for it.
But I have to say because I got a renovation project going on there. Wow, every time I go there, like it feels like taking a passport there. It's damn ulu and there's no landmark whatsoever. So I think it's still very young.
Yes.
It still need time to
Mature and develop.
Yeah.
I think just give it a couple more years, lor.
Let's go on to the next question by Ken. Can share some advice on how singles can get HDB? This one actually I also curious. You are single, right? Are you?
Oh, me?
You're married.
No, married.
Oh, married. Sorry.
He looks single but he's married.
My wife will kill me. Singles basically you just need to wait until 35 lah.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to wait 35,
then get married.
Must get married or get private property.
No two ways about it. Right?
Got joint singles lah, but not HDB.
oh, so singles cannot buy HDB.
Cannot. 35 and up then you can.
So what is a joint single?
That means you
Two
cup name with somebody
singles come together to buy something.
Like you and Ben can go buy.
Yeah.
Oh, don't need to have a relationship lah. Other than like maybe friends.
But it has to be 35, I
must be
think.
35.
35, right? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
To make it more affordable, is it?
Yes, one thing. Maybe they want to buy EC together. Then they no money for down payment, want to share cup together.
Yeah. Put the two names in to take the loan lah.
If a person at 35 years old want to buy a house, right? Should they portion out their percentage of income to their mortgage?
Property lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a magic number that you all have?
For HDB and bank, even the government have a metric already, right? So there's this thing called the mortgage servicing ratio, which is the MSR, and then you have the TDSR, the total debt servicing ratio. Okay. Sounds damn complicated.
Yes,
but what it means, right, is that when the government see your income, right, they will take 30% for HDB or EC to 30% of your income and to see whether you can afford or not. The other one, private, is about 60% of your income. So government really got safety measures to make sure that you can afford. Because last time when the property market crashed, right, there was speculation, then people max out 100% of the income they try. When they lose their job, they can't afford the mortgage. So government make sure there's a buffer, right? But for our case, we always tell people this, right? When you're younger, you can afford to go more aggressive, that's okay. But if you are above the age of like 40 and you have a family, got kids, right? Try to make sure that you have enough savings for at least 1 year of mortgage. Then at least, if anything happens, you have, play safe. I think Singapore real estate is how long you hold, not when you enter. So let's try our best to hold as long as you can.
When you say this safety net, are you talking about like the HFE thing or something?
Yes, so HFE also have some.
什么是 HFE 我都不懂。
你没有买 HDB 不懂。买 HDB 不懂。
HDB is basically something that you need to apply for when you want to buy HDB.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does this stand for?
Housing flat eligibility.
Yes, correct. Housing flat. 我都会记得。
我都不懂。
我会 say HFE.
This one nothing to do with buying of a flat, but interesting. Can I ask a property agent this? Jasper asks, need advice on noisy neighbors. Just moved into a resale flat and my upstairs neighbor are really driving me nuts. They are always dragging furniture and dropping heavy stuff, making a lot of noise on our stuff. Daytime noise I can tahan, but after 10:30 is really too much, especially on weekends. The reason why the previous move out is probably this, but did not mention it to us. What can I do about this? Yeah, what can I do about this? It's true, when people actually sell their house, right, they won't go say what's bad about their house. Like a crazy neighbor.
Nobody will say, nobody will say. That's why those buyers who come in, right, usually they will ask the neighbors first. They ask who are these neighbors, what's the neighbor's profile and stuff. Yeah. In this situation, what can they do?
You know, interestingly, right, I had a client, right, who sold a $3.8 million property because upstairs, right, the son keep playing drums. Maybe I can talk about the example. Right? What she did, right, was that she went to do the ceiling noise proofing. It didn't work. She spent thousands.
What, on her own pocket?
Her own pocket, yes. So in the end, she had to sell it, right? But what are the other ways you can do it, right? Last time when I was in state court, because I did pro bono, last time I was in law school, right? You will see those very poor thing ladies or men, you know, they will come, old lady usually, right? They will come, they say, 楼上一直在 drag furniture 很长，我没有钱去做那个, right? So they will ask the neighbors to go for mediation or after arbitration, whether the neighbor appears anything. But honestly, if you stay in a shared apartment, you have no choice, right? You only can make some complaints here and there. If not, you have to sell it.
But even the complaints nothing might happen.
They cannot
so the judge can only try to say, Paulo saw you a bit, please do it, but they may not do it.
So when y'all go for viewing, do y'all ever encounter this kind of thing?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like Zhongzhu at the viewing.
At the viewing when you're showing your client, then suddenly upstairs like,
no, I don't. I'm quite thankful I never experienced that before.
Yeah, okay, so usually, I mean, we will see what is the time where this type of noise will happen, okay? But it's very hard because when we sell the home, right, we represent the seller. If we tell the buyer, right, there's a conflict of interest. But yet we also need to try to be as honest as we can to the buyers, right? So if the buyers ask, we definitely will say. If you say if the neighbors got problem, we will say. But if never asked, then it's very hard really.
So must always ask.
That's why those buyers they represent, we have a choice question to ask to make sure that they follow this.
Got template one.
Yes.
Okay.
Next question, Cookie Monster asks, what are some tips to give a first-time BTO like myself? Oh, that will be relevant to you. You are trying to apply also.
Yeah, but not first time apply.
But are you waiting to apply so that you can get married? Or that is your proposal? Or
No.
You're just trying your luck first?
Try my luck first. Yeah. Do you think that's a good idea?
Your partner confirm first or not?
No, confirm.
They're quite long together.
So confirm lah, sure can get married one lah. Okay, no harm trying one.
Yeah, there's a period to wait So during that period we'll be saving up,
exactly, it's quite long,
refinancing, and then like maybe planning for the proposal and stuff like that.
But there are some tips when you apply for BTO. I think a lot of people, not to get better ballot number If I have also cannot share openly.
So it's
So one of the pro tip that we always advise younger couples when they go into BTO, right, is I think PLH model flats are amazing. Maybe Kallang Wampo, there's PLH, right? Jalan Besar is a beautiful place, right? But you must ask yourself, do you see your real estate as an investment as an experiment? Or do you see it as you stay for the next 30, 40 years? Okay. But fun fact, right, one thing I learned about the younger generation, right, is that we don't like to stay in a place for too long. Even though emotionally we are like, okay, we are going to stay for the next 20 years, right? It won't happen. We will switch after 5 years because we see our friends upgrade, right? We're not like retired, So you have to think properly because a PLH model flat, you have a 4 years wait time to build. You have a 10 years MOP. After your MOP, you can't rent out the whole flat. So the passive income is affected. You only can rent out individual rooms. Then after that, there's a clawback on your subsidy. There's a cap in income for the next buyer that comes in to buy, which means it will limit your price. And this is something you want to think of. Secondly, if you have committed that I want to buy PLH, or you say I want to buy maybe a BTO, right? There's a possibility whereby you can make it in a way that one is the owner and the other is the essential occupier. Okay, it's better.
Decoupling.
Correct. So it's like HDB form of decoupling, right? So one owner, if your income can afford that, right? Cash is right pocket, left pocket. You just share each other and just pay, right? So one is an owner, one's an essential occupier. Then eventually, once you reach the 5 MOP, right? You don't need to sell HDB. You can keep it for a rental asset. The other name free up to buy a property without additional buyer stamp duty. If you have owner join, right, then you have to sell. If not, you have to pay 20% ABSD, which I don't think you want to do.
Speaking of investment, what is your investment philosophy when it comes to property?
Wow, very good question.
Is there a tip to how to make sure every property you buy 可以赚钱?
So I think 不可以 guarantee 一定会赚啦 but we have served about 500 plus clients, right? 现在全部都赚 So I'm No, for now, thank God for now. Okay, so I'll share with you what are the 5 things that we look at. Right, very clear, right? Number 1, try to consider as big a development as possible.
As big as a development? That means you are talking about mega development?
Yes, so anything upwards of 400 units is okay, right? Because you want to make sure the transaction volume is healthy.
Right.
Boutique developments, small size developments under 20 units, under 30 units, right? The worst is 1% fire sale, your price affected. So your price is like the stock market, right? So that's one. Number 2, try your best to consider those with a cheaper entry price. Okay, what does cheaper entry price mean? Very technical, but safely property, look at how much the developer bought for, their break-even price, and how much they launched for. The gap cannot be too high.
Right.
An example of a development that the developer dropped price by 5% and the price went down all the way is like Affinity at Serangoon. I think people got hear this development before, right? Yeah, so the time when there was an ABST 5% increase, developer dropped the price by 5%. Everybody who bought 1,007 per square foot all got stuck. Then they started selling at 1,004, right? So that's the second one. Third, if you can consider a new development, you must consider prudently. But don't consider all new developments. In Singapore, right, I think 90% of new developments you cannot buy one. Because,
serious?
Yes, because it's very expensive. And the price is ahead of the market. But there are some new developments, right, whereby the price is okay. This one it's a whole analysis, right? They look at that. Then we look at it again. Bonus factor, transformation. Wherever you go, whatever show flat you go, they are going to talk about transformation. So there are bigger transformation, there's very small transformation. The biggest transformation we saw last time was like the sale at Marina. That's different, like 800 per square foot, now went all the way up to like 2,000, 3,000 PSF, right? That's the biggest. So will Punggol transformation increase price? I don't want to say anything wrong, but I don't think so. So that is one thing to take note of. And then the last factor that I cannot off is remember prudence. You need to make sure that you can afford the mortgage. You don't want to fire sale property. Yeah, so these are just the 5 factors we follow lah. Yeah, then there's a whole choice of unit selection later on.
Super Junior asks, should I take HDB or bank loan? If I buy condo, what is the process and percentage of down payment? HDB
Wait,
or
there's a
bank?
HDB loan for condo?
No, don't have.
Don't have,
HDB loan is
right?
for
It's
HDB.
only bank, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between HDB and bank loan? If we talk about HDB first.
The interest rates all.
Yes, so HDB loan last time used to be cheaper than bank loan, more expensive than bank loan in terms of interest rate. But right now, right, bank loan is actually higher than HDB loan. So HDB loan is about 2.6%. Bank loan now to buy HDB is about 2.8 to 2.9%. Right? So why would people take a HDB loan? Okay, number one is because you don't need any cash down payment. So the 20% down payment, right, you can use full CPF.
Full CPF, yes.
So imagine, right, government give you grants, right? You use the grants for the down payment and then you use for your mortgage, so you don't have to pay a single cent. Right? For bank loan, what's happened is that you need at least 5% cash. So let's say your property is $500,000, you need at least 25k cash, which for young couples sometimes savings is a bit tougher. Actually most will go to HDB loan. Right? But HDB loan you can take like 2 times lah. You can't take more than that. Bank loan you can take non-stop.
What do you mean by 2 times? Like in the whole life they only can take
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
They want to change how they need to take a loan again.
Yes.
They don't want to encourage people to keep switching.
Yeah.
The next question is the private process, right?
Yeah.
If I buy condo, what is the process and percentage of down payment?
5% cash,
Cash,
20% cash or CPF, then the 75% will be loan. Depending on your age also lah. If you take a second loan, right, then it will be lesser lah. It won't be 75% loan.
Correct. But you have to also remember yes, by stamp duty you have to pay. So stamp duty is about, let's say above 1 million is about 4%. Right? So it means you have to set aside quite a lot of money.
But actually, I have one question. Let's say at age where I'm able to afford 25% for a condo,
Yes.
like the down payment and all this, but then my income level is just nice to pay off the mortgage.
Yes.
But maybe it's still developing, still building the
Yes.
condo.
Yes.
During that year, my salary do increase. Do they still do refinancing?
Yes, so you can do refinance depending on the bank lock-in period.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see how long they lock you in for, like maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. But it's negotiable one.
Oh, for
So-
bank it's negotiable. But what about
cannot.
HDB? HDB cannot. They don't allow
Government ma, so they will just
So
follow.
at that point where I buy, example, BTO,
yeah.
let's say I'm earning about 3k plus,
Yes.
but then the BTO is going to build like 4-5 years
Yes.
later.
Yes.
At that point, I don't think I'll be still earning 3k plus.
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
Then
yes.
my bank loan cannot change it.
You can swap to a bank loan if you want to eventually.
Yes.
Yes, but okay, so when you apply for the BTO, right, they look at your current income.
Yeah.
Your future income, they don't look at
They don't
it.
care,
Yeah, so even if you exceed, right, you still get a BTO.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, can you imagine, let's say you all buy together, right, then after like, oh shit, we exceed, then after that we can't collect keys, after wait for 5 years.
yeah.
So government still is very nice to let you pass you the BTO. Of course, if any doubts, just call HDB hotline, done.
This person also asked, if I buy condo, what is the process? Okay, this one I experienced it
Yes.
recently. Honestly,
Yes.
for a layman like me, right,
Yeah.
it's damn confusing.
Okay, so to make it as simple as possible, so there's only 3 parts when you buy a private property. Okay, the first part is the option fee, then the second part is the exercise fee, then after that this thing called the completion. Completion is when you receive keys. Exercise is when the legal title of the property is transferred to you, means you cannot back out already. Option means you put a choke fee. If you want to back out, can, but you must forfeit your option fee.
Express your interest.
Correct,
And
that's
usually that's like what, 5%?
1% depending on how long. I think your timeline is a bit longer,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you have to pay a bit more. Yeah, but so depending, but maximum 5%, exercise fee maximum plus the option fee 10%. Between the option exercise, we call it the option period. Based on the length of this is when they will, maybe the seller and buyer will negotiate lah. Maybe I pay a bit more choke fee so that you can keep for me longer and stuff like that. But remember your timeline, you need to make sure that you match, because if not, you'll be homeless. That's very hard to buy a rental property.
Actually, honestly speaking, the timeline is the most convoluted
Complicated,
and complicated issue.
Yeah.
And that is why now I got this period where I'm renting.
So one hack that we can all have, right, is that when you sell and buy, right, you can do it concurrently. Right? So we can already negotiate the seller and buyer together to make sure the timeline is merged. Yeah. But leave it to the agents to do it. This is the convoluted part. Yeah.
So important for a tip for you to find your agent, right? Is make sure your agent and you are safe wavelength.
Yes.
If not, really damn difficult. Yeah. J. My boyfriend, 30 years old, proposed to me, I'm 25 years old, recently. However, we haven't been successful at BTO and SBFs. I don't know what's that.
Still a balance flat. Yeah.
Therefore, no house. Ideally, I would like to purchase a resale so that we can start a family as soon as possible. Bracket, my family has a history of infertility issues, so I scared I will get out. But practically, resale damn expensive now. Boyfriend still say want to CC SBF, but I'm not keen because that means I have to wait till next February onwards before knowing whether I will get a flat. And now, till then, we can't move ahead with our wedding plans. So how? You want to sponsor me a house?
Suddenly from ask them, ask you, free house.
What's the question here?
No, she's asking whether
Should get SBF resale or just sponsor or you sponsor a house.
这个我不懂，这个你要怎么 advise?
Actually, why don't you share your experience when you decide on a resale, Charlie?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my case was a bit different. Back then, I had no knowledge about property. So I just wanted to buy a home. Same as you, I saw BTO. But BTO for all those popular places, like Bidadari or this. Also never get one. Cannot get. So I think I BTO like 3 times. I didn't get. Yeah, but I needed a place to stay. I was staying with my grandmother after I got married with my wife in a room that has no ensuite toilet one. Yeah, so it's a very old HDB quite troublesome So we stayed for 2 years. After I said, okay maybe we should get our own place. So back then, in our mind, we wanted to buy a forever home. Yeah, that's why we went to see like resale HDBs And then we saw this place that we really liked. Although the price was also a bit steep because people bought in lower then they sell us a profit, right? Then we just pay them off because we wanted to buy this place to stay anyway. You know, so the price doesn't matter like what you said it was supposed to be our forever home. So after that, I don't know how the price really so steep, right? It still went up. It still went up. Yeah.
The first part of gold gone already, but you still
got
another part of gold. Wow, those people haven't made the first part of gold 谈到笑啊.
Yeah. So if you ask me, right, for her case, I think if you really want a place to stay, and it's
time sensitive.
Yeah, it's time sensitive, right? You think that after marriage you don't want to stay with your in-laws or you don't want to rent a place or anything, right? Then get a resale flat.
Just buy once, paint once.
Correct, buy one, paint once, make it your home.
What about SBF?
SBF, the thing is no guarantee also.
No guarantee?
No guarantee. Yeah, no guarantee. You still need to balance.
This is a good question actually.
Really? Okay, so next question by Kelly. How is condo better than HDB other than for investment? Why do people want to live in condo? Is moving to condo really an upgrade? They are self-entitled neighbors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but my own experience with them is they are Henrys. Who's Henry?
Yeah, I want.
Is it the Karen's
opposite
husband?
of Karen's?
Karen's husband?
We look at you, Gen Z
The Gen Z producers. Okay.
Henrys who complain about everything and think their money very big. Living under so many ridiculous self-imposed rules managed by MCSD, such as delivery man cannot stop here, no swimming after 10 p.m, no laundry in the balcony, cannot nail things in the wall, never-ending AGMs with neighbors fighting with each other, never-ending complaints in group chat. Honestly, compared to living in condo, I feel free living in HDB. What are your thoughts about it?
Okay, maybe I can share my perspective to this
Because you got stay HDB and
Yes,
stay
stay in condo, right? To be really honest, I don't see there's a change in lifestyle staying in a condo even with the current one I have. Okay, the reason behind that is because number one, I have to pay maintenance fee, and my maintenance fee is not cheap. It's like $600 per month. It's like, and I don't know what they maintain because I only have 200 units. And then like number two, delivery man, I have a problem where I have to be at home now because they haven't reached CSC, right? I have to be able to press unlock for them. If not, delivery is going to reschedule the delivery again. Is there a change in lifestyle? I feel that Singapore is so connected, right? That there's so much community clubs or even just clubs for you to swim. You don't need a swim, and you don't really use a swim. I don't really use a swim.
Also,
right?
I stayed there 7 months one time only.
The maintenance fee, you better go to swim.
Yeah, so to be really honest, I think HDBs are very comfortable. And it's big, you go down, there's coffee shop. Some condos don't have that flexibility, right? But I think condos is only worth it if you buy it for investment. So just like an example, the condo that I'm currently staying, yes, the maintenance is very high, the interest is not cheap because I bought it during COVID time, but the appreciation was very healthy. Which means that everything that people paid for, right, where I paid for, whether is it the interest or the maintenance fee, 我已经赚回了. So I'm currently staying for free. Yeah, so it's only investment. I think it makes more sense. If it's for lifestyle, personally, I don't.
For me, I actually bought condo for the privacy. I personally don't like to go for mega developments or HDB or very densely populated place. I don't like to make small chat.
No, because he's famous.
You don't understand. Even at this condo, this condo only 197 units, but most people will recognize. And then even if I sit at the swimming pool, people will scream my name or what. And then it's like I always have to make a small chat. Or even when I'm bad mood or don't feel like talking, I still have to. If not, people will say, "Wow, that guy very 好脸." So I like privacy. And then last time my old house, right, is a boutique condo.
Yeah.
Correct.
Luckily, I make money, which is very rare. I know it's hard. But it was facing a very open place, ma. Then there are kids that will go to the road there, right, and then
Just to
look at my balcony and then scream my name. Oh, secret. Then it's like, yeah. So then I really treasure the privacy,
Yeah.
But like you say, when it comes to lifestyle things like swimming, gym, all that, I don't really use it. Okay, gym a little bit more often, but swimming no. But it's the privacy.
Actually, that I agree with him lah. I agree with him. I grew up in a private apartment, in a boutique condo. I would say it's only the privacy lah.
But now you stay in HDB and then you boys to men, you don't scared like kids follow you.
No, have.
Right.
So let's say when I press the lift, I go up, right? I cannot press my floor one.
Yeah, you have to press
I have
other
to press a few floors, right? So let them go and guess. Yeah.
Wow, so shag one.
Yeah. This one, a lot of my NOC girls also always experience. But their one is a little bit more serious. Like Grab drivers, right? Fetch them home, right?
Yeah.
Then will park their car and then stop there one.
Wow, that was terrible. It's very scary
Then
one.
they don't even dare to go home. They will on another train, go public place, or maybe stop at the bus stop. The Grab right will message them good night all that. So it's damn scary for them. So
I can imagine,
sometimes I feel like HDB got this safety and privacy issue lah.
But HDB more like kampong.
It is.
But if you're a people's person, if it's like me, I will get drained very fast.
Yeah, you just want to rest.
Yeah, I just want to rest. I just want quiet. Yeah.
So next question by An Yong. What age should I start saving to get a house by 25 years old?
Now.
Don't wait already lah.
Wait, what age did you all get your first property?
Oh, mine quite old. Let me see. 20.
What, you start with 20? Is that good? Yeah.
31.
31.
Mine just MOP only. Yeah, 31.
So you consider that as late already lah? Or like
Because
still okay?
I think still okay.
Still okay
I think
lah.
still okay.
For me, I really pinch and save lah. I got my first property at 22.
22 ah! 22, I thought I quite young.
I still in army.
My one is 27. Wow, 22 leh!
I really save a lot.
刚刚 ORD 就买了。
对, so 我是 first year in my business was 21 years old, so I really save everything I earned, then I put in the down payment of the property.
Wow, serious ah?
Yeah, because
Did he make a profit?
Yeah, I made about 200k. Yeah, it wasn't the best investment lah, right? Because mine was a 2-bed 2-bath. So it took me 5 months to sell.
What will be a good timing though?
To buy
To sell, like you say 4 to 5 months is long already.
Yes, correct. So usually if you price it right, and if let's say it's 3-bedroom, right, I think within 1 month we can get it out already. 1 to 2 months can get it out.
But it's also true, right? I faced that problem because of my first property, right? I thought it was a good idea to buy. But when it comes to selling, right, because of its location, the amenities, the price point, and everything, right, even though a lot of people come and see, not a lot of people express interest. I think my total, I got like 80 over viewings to come my house. I only received 3 offers.
Some of your house was very nice, leh.
Yeah.
It's not like it's cha-cha inside or what. It's very nice, you know.
You see, let's say when you do up your house or you buy your house, you have to imagine, right, what type of people will buy your house. Because I make my house until like only a couple can stay. Then those with family,
right?
Oh, very hard.
they don't want to buy
They
it.
need to renovate.
So I already lose one entire market of people that could buy. My market was only like couples that drive a car that don't want to have kids and don't need a school nearby. It's my only market. And then 我的pool 就变成很小了. So when you buy a house, right, you must imagine, right, if you're going to buy it as an investment, you want to sell it, you must imagine, right, what type of people will buy. The more people that will buy, then easier to sell.
Correct, yeah.
So you try to say like it's better to like keep the flat as it is it?
Yes. Okay, so just some tips lah. Of course, it's all about the price. Let's say if today the market valuation is 1.5, you buy 1 million, anything rubbish dump also buy. So one thing is try not to consider ground floor units. Because hard for people to accept. Try not to consider penthouses because it's hard for people to accept the wasted space.
My house.
So try not to go and destroy or knock down rooms. Try not to.
I did all the mistakes. I from 4-bedroom, I knocked down to 1 bedroom. The person said,
very lucky. Yes.
yeah, it was very
At that point look nice, wow. Then when you want to say,
Yeah.
Yes. So try not to lah. But of course, a home is still a home. I think comfort, like what you say, 钱是可以赚回来的. Comfort is still more important. Yeah. So you just got to balance it lah.
So the right age is now lah. She's 25 years old now.
so you will advise as early as possible.
100%.
Wow.
Because the biggest hurdle is the down payment, right? Expensive, right? Let's say if you want to buy a 2 million condo, you need $500,000, right? If let's say your CPF is not enough, you need cash, right? So always start rolling from the first property investment. That's how I always believe in it lah. Yeah.
Next question. Casey asks, really considering to upgrade from HDB to condo, but have no idea about the cost and how to budget in. How to answer this type of question? It's like very little info.
Basically say how to buy condo lor.
Sell and buy, oh.
Wow.
Engage
we didn't know that. I didn't know.
So you need to see your affordability also lah. Like how much cash you set aside for your
Actually,
next property purchase.
What will you say, right? Let's say you reach a certain income, right? Then it's time for you to think about condo already. What will you say is that salary number? 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000?
Okay, so now we are seeing a lot of trend, right, where the younger generation got support from the parents. Some parents are very sacrificial and they really give like 80% of their cash to the kids, because they miss the flip cycle, and then their age cannot take loan already, but their kids can. But to answer the question, I think if your combined is about 14 to 15 can start
Combined
considering. Yeah.
But will you say that's the Singaporean lifestyle already right now? Like what, after 5-6 years in my HDB, okay, it's time for condo.
100%.
And then must condo.
A lot of people do that lah.
100%.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and not only that, a lot of people now they don't even want to buy BTO, they go into private investment first.
Straight.
Yeah, I
They
think
don't want to wait, right?
They don't want to wait.
I see
And
a lot of people don't want to wait.
correct, and they are feeling that the 5-year wait time, 4 to 5 years building time, and a 5 MOP is too long for them. I just put it into perspective, right? Say 10 years wait time, right? That's 3 real estate cycle. If let's say each real estate cycle we make about 200 to 300k on average, that's 900k of cost versus any grants you can receive from HDB.
Right.
You know, so it's for them, they are thinking this way. But of course, they're more lucky because their parents can support most of them, right? But if not, then start the BTO route and the SBF route first.
I see one of my producer, she got her BTO at 27 years old. Bill finish and move in is 她31岁。
对。
Then 她是 prime area, so 她10年MOP. That means she only make her first spot go at 41.
41, yeah.
That's damn long
Yeah.
That's very, very long
Very wasted. Sorry.
I mean,
Without investment, that was
no,
it.
I understand, right? But from an investment point of view, it's very wasted.
Yes.
Yeah. But different people got different things.
practice.
I mean, they
in
may
their
not want
life
to sell also lah. At the end of the day, they want to stay there.
Yeah.
But would you say it's like opportunity cost loss? Because like, you know, I already stay here so long, then like if I don't upgrade to a condo, then like am I wasting the opportunity to actually make my second pot of gold?
No, because your first pot of gold, right, it's not guaranteed that you'll always increase one. So after you BTO, right, then MOP, then after there's this appreciation, right? Where you sell in the resale market, then there's this like premium that people pay. This premium may not always be there one. So over the years, right, as the HDB
How
get
about
older,
drop,
it will drop. Yeah.
因为它是 finite years 的嘛
Correct. It's a leasehold property, HDB at the end of the day. Yeah.
So the finance savvy thing to do is to go and look for this kind
is
of properties.
to cash out. Because they
Cash out
always
when
say-
you can.
Correct. If you, let's say you invest in something, let's say stocks lah, then you invest, you always tell people, hey, I make 300k, but if you don't cash out, you don't make it. You know what I mean?
你一直 hold 一直 hold 一直 hold
对，
100
but-
You know, some
Paper
people,
value.
some people they don't know like, wow, maybe next year a bit 10% more. Then they greedy, you know.
Correct.
greedy 就是死哦
Cannot greedy lah.
就死哦
Yeah.
So this is a good question, right? So let's say Singapore property usually 1 year is about 3 to 5% increment. Anything higher than that, government will slap cooling measures already. This is the equation, right? So if they bank on another 3 to 5%, the question is, can you reinvest that into another asset that can increase by 10 to 15%? Yeah, so you have to see what are your options, but don't upgrade for the sake of upgrading. I think that's the worst, right? But going with the investment perspective, I think that's better, because I think real estate being the biggest asset in someone's life, right? You need to make money from it.
I think this is a quite a unique situation that I got here every now and then.
Actually, I also got some.
Randy asked, right, he's too rich for HDB BTO. I think his income level higher, but too poor for condo. Resale price too ridiculous. What should he do?
This is the sandwich class.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the sandwich class.
Are these the people that fall through the
Yes.
cracks? They're actually these people.
Yeah.
I think he cannot afford because the down payment he got not enough cash.
Correct,
Most
yes.
likely. Because
That means
income
he high income, but he spend a lot.
Yes. The CPM may be enough, but you don't have enough cash lah.
has a down payment.
Yeah, for the down
Potential.
Wow,
payment.
so it's a very
Safe lah,
cheap place to
just
be.
safe.
lah.
Correct, yeah.
Shitty place.
You just have to continue saving. No
Spend lesser.
choice.
不
Yeah.
要去想丢，不要去钓花，就有钱了。
钓花在家
钓花在家。
，plant flower and
Steve asked, rising cost of living is definitely one of the main reasons, but I think I am more frustrated with the rule of only being able to BTO at 35 if you're single. I think that's one big reason that why many young Singaporeans are less independent as compared to perhaps the rest of the similar age group in other countries. I mean, yes, we can rent and move out, but the rental here are also very high, and most of the time, affordable renters can only give you a bit, which isn't very sustainable in the long run. Well, what's the question here?
I think she's trying
She's
to.
just complaining lah.
Complaining
just
lah.
complaining. But
Yeah.
because I think the rent, what do you think about the rent market in Singapore? Is it like too high?
Wow, I
or
was
like-
lucky they got me my rent at a good price, very good price.
I think the rental has definitely deflated a bit now
Compared
right?
to-
compared to
maybe 2 years
1
ago,
year
right?
back
2 years
when
ago,
we got
yeah.
it, or 2 years ago,
Yeah.
right? But I think there's only 3 ways for that. Number one, you can buy a private property. Cannot, you email to hdb@gov.sg, ask them to change the rule, or you do meet the people session to ask your Singhu to help you change.
I think for this person, I think she's trying to ask is that like maybe she's trying to move out from her place, maybe her parents' place, or but maybe
the
she
rental
cannot.
is too high,
Yeah,
is
the
it?
rental is too high, and she cannot afford a house. Yeah, then the rental is too high. Then I don't don't think she can
Cup
do
rent,
any-
no?
I think cup rent is one variable
Cup
way.
rent,
A lot of
yeah.
people do cup rent.
Is there like a platform to cup rent?
Find a friend lah. You
Find a
just
friend
have
lah, just find a friend lah.
Yes, you find a friend. You can go for co-living apartments lah. Maybe smaller rooms. But she says she don't want a room, bed, right? So bo pian lah, cannot.
Bo pian lah.
Yeah.
Have to suffer.
Either you continue living with your parents,
Yeah, suffer a bit.
Your house got room, what? Extra room.
Rent for him.
Bro,
but my house HDB, you want to take his house? His house condo. His house a room
Shop
bigger.
myself
Some more.
in the
Can see fireworks one.
Moving on, next question by Ben's Chick Fan Club. A story here. During my early days of just moving to Singapore, I met an agent whom is helping with my family to rent out a room. The agent and the family were so nice that it made me felt the warmth of home in a foreign country. I almost signed the tenancy agreement when my friend told me she's skeptical about the whole situation and asked me to keep my options open. So I took in her advice and kept looking. Eventually, I found another place that was much better. When I told the previous agent that I would forgo his unit, he called and literally lectured and nagged at me, scolded me for nearly an hour. He even guilt-tripped me and demanded me to tell him which unit I chose over his. I was so taken aback by his 180 change in attitude and felt cornered by him, so I ended the call. After I hung up, he kept spam calling me. While I ignored his call, he spam messaged me. In the end, I just blocked him. So scary.
Wow. Only one
agent
solution. Only one solution to this. Just block and don't unblock.
But 不可以 complain 的咩？
可以，
可以
可以 complain
complain 给
CA
CA
啦。
Then what will they do to him?
Investigate lor.
Yeah,
Then they will, okay, so they will investigate. Then if let's say it's any form of harassment or anything, then maybe got some like suspension
Warning
or things
or
like
what?
This is clearly a harassment.
Yes, so it's harassment.
So what is CA?
Council of Estate Agencies. It's like the 政府 that governs agents. Oh. Yeah, correct.
This is government one.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got a law that governs us also.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you all have some nightmare agent story to share?
Confirm have you see right?
They a bit hard to say. They a bit hard to say. Cannot say.
So the person on the shirt.
But there is, right?
100%.
Because I heard last time the criteria to be an agent not that yin.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
there's-
Everybody can be
Everybody can be
agent.
agent.
I also met my share of bad agents, very pushy, aggressive lah.
Yes.
And some just plain dishonest lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like dishonest is the worst. I mean, I can understand if you're aggressive, you're pushy, you're salesy, that's okay. I mean, you're trying to get the job done,
Hustle
right?
lah, you
you're
hustle,
hustling,
okay lah.
But you cannot be dishonest lah.
Yeah,
dishonest is.
But this one is not dishonest. It's more of aggressive.
This one is crazy, downright crazy.
Just downright crazy.
Not you, man.
Hello, hey.
Do you all have any similar stories that you all don't have to name?
Yes,
but,
yes.
yeah.
Maybe I can share one. So I was selling this unit at in Holland. It was valued at 2.5 million. That was in 2019 lah. We listed at 3 million. Didn't expect to sell. The first day we had 13 people who came.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? And there was this agent who was also apparently he's the buyer lah, but he didn't tell me. He told me he's representing a buyer, right?
He said he representing
Correct,
a buyer,
but
want
he
to
is
buy.
the buyer,
Oh,
right?
okay.
After I asked him he's the buyer, he came to me, he told me, say that, okay bro, I tell you what, why not instead of $3 million you sell to my buyer at 2.9 million, I give you 30K cash now. Like I pass you the cash. It's in my car.
Yeah. He bring the wow, okay.
So maybe it's a check, I'm not too sure, but he said I can pass you the cash now, right? Maybe pay now or anything. But it makes sense because the selling price was 3 He buy at 2.9, he saved 100K and he saved 70K, like paying 30K. So there are people who are as aggressive as this one.
Oh, like carousel like that. Can like just like that one.
Yeah, but just disclaimer, I didn't take it out, boss. Right? I sold it in the end at 3.25, but anyways, yeah.
Okay.
So there are agents who are like that as well. Of course, a lot of tough agents lah, but I think one thing I feel for agents, after being in this industry, right, is that they're also humans, right? And they don't get a salary. So I understand the pushiness and the aggression, but of course cannot be dishonest lah. But don't be pushy to a level whereby you push people to buy something that it's not their favor. I think not their interest is the worst lah.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Yes.
还有 what? Yeah?
没有了。
My own question.
Oh, your own question.
My own question.
Oh, last question.
So how to get more ballot?
HDB@gov.sg.
Come on, just now I saw his face already. He like, look,
Is there
is there a way or not?
I really don't know the way.
If I know the way, I wouldn't have bought resale already.
Oh, don't have.
Okay, so that's all the time we have. Thank you, Jervis and Charlie.
Thank you.
I hope to go on your show soon.
You're next, bro.
Yeah, but I will
Ready.
give a lot of complaint. I will just complain. Just take it as a complaint. Yeah, sure. I hope that it also help you because
Oh, very insightful, very insightful.
The reason why I wanted Nigel to be on this episode is also because I think he's at the age and he with his girlfriend very stable relationship. So I
I also want to know. I also learned a lot of things today.
So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Please remember to follow them on their socials. Follow us on our socials.
Yes.
Click here for more. Click here to what? And cut to the bloopers. Okay,
The cut already, so can tell the real secret.
Okay, so ballot, right? Okay. 没有啦，没有。
But so ballot is if you try, you miss, right? You try with another girl.
Ah!